While there are plenty of valuable lessons to be learned in an academic setting, like playing your scales or playing with a metronome and discussions about how to get the big gig and how to not lose it, lessons that you learn in the School of Hard Knocks or real life will stick with you in a much different way. Not learning your scales and then messing up a solo live, or losing the trust of a singer because you can't quite hold that groove, or getting fired from any gig ever, basically, can hurt so much more than getting a B on something. Conversely, getting hired after an audition or having someone see you play live or online and being so inspired by your playing that they want you on their gig can have such a deeper sense of satisfaction than getting an easy A. Here are 2 successes and failures of mine and the lessons I've learned from them. The first one is that achieving your goals and having some kind of grand success can be a pretty fleeting experience. When I first moved to LA, all I wanted to do was go on tours. Most of my gigs in New York were in the tri-state area, and even if there was a series of gigs that involved travel, it felt like a series of gigs with more travel involved than it did a tour. A year or 2 after moving to LA, I found myself in a touring situation, traveling the whole country. After a few runs, however, I learned that lesson that Steve Vai actually talks about, which is people's personalities, the good sides and the bad, can get exaggerated when you're traveling. Without getting into specifics, after a few tours with an artist, I decided to step away from the whole situation and started giving preference back to local gigs. It felt like I had scaled Everest, got to the top and went, wow, it's hard to breathe up here, and then just went right back down. It felt as if I just couldn't cut it. My goal had been achieved, but I had realized that certain living situations were going to have to be met. Certain living standards were going to have to be met. And I don't mean like 10 hours of sleep in a wonderful bed and eating healthy. I just mean really basic stuff. Since then, I've been able to appreciate the gig for what it was, but in the moment, stepping away from it was a terribly difficult situation. That mainly had to do with the amount of expectations I had going into it. I thought it was going to just be a dream come true, and that was going to be life. I was going to be living a dream now. Now when I get an opportunity, I know how to appreciate it, but not wrap up all of my expectations around it. Another area where I've experienced some successes and some definite failures is social media. In the beginning, when I was still in college and even just a little bit out of it, it felt like I was just advertising to friends of mine, like people that I would hang out with or people that were in the next dorm or next apartment or wherever. I was just advertising to them. It was also a bit too vulnerable for me, and that was coming from someone who's on stage a lot. When the show's over, I can just get off stage and the vulnerability's gone, but when I put something on the internet, it's just there, and it's probably going to get seen by more people, and I can see it. I'm not experiencing it anymore, I can see it. It was my worst nightmare to try to be cool, try to be interesting, and actually just make a fool of myself. Since the creation of a lot of these platforms, there have been countless articles and even recently that movie The Social Dilemma about the negative side effects of social media. So what did I learn from just not engaging with it? That I should have been engaging with it this whole time because so much business has got online, and that I should approach it with the same mindset that I do gigging. I don't think I suck at guitar. My friends don't think I suck at guitar. That's a point I'm fairly confident about most days, depending on the day. I'm certainly confident enough to play a show to 2,000 people or 2 people and feel the same way about my playing. I may be frustrated with my career if there are only 2 people there, but my value as a person and my skill as a musician or a guitar player don't change. The failure in not trying to exist on social media for a long time was not seeing the influence that technology has on my industry, and then just because something has negative side effects doesn't mean I can't give it some positive ones. I still don't know and may never know how to make the most entertaining 1-minute long Instagram post, but I am enjoying making YouTube videos about stuff that I enjoy talking about. It seems I resonate more with this platform, and so far it seems some people are enjoying it. That sounds like a positive side effect to me, but lesson learned from not engaging a decade ago. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and please, by all means, let me know some of your successes and failures and what you've learned from them. I love talking to you guys. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you all next week.